Trump himself calling the left's bluff, and he's doing it specifically on this issue of hydroxychloroquine. You remember hydroxychloroquine is this anti-malarial drug that has shown promise early on in treating coronavirus. Trump mentioned this, and then because Trump mentioned it, the left had to come out and say hydroxychloroquine is terrible. And then there's some study that shows that it's not terribly effective, even though we have so little information right now that it's very difficult to trust these things, especially when the lab coat modelers have been so wrong about every other aspect of this illness. So hydroxychloroquine, it's been around for a long time. And President Trump mentions offhandedly in a press briefing yesterday that, as a matter of fact, he is taking the drug himself to stave off the coronavirus.
You'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Hydroxychloroquine?
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if it's not good, I'll tell you right, I'm not going to get hurt by it. It's been around for 40 years for malaria, for lupus, for other things. I take it. Frontline workers take it. A lot of doctors take it. A lot of doctors take it. I take it. Now, I hope to not be able to take it soon because, I hope they come up with some answer. But I think people should be allowed to.
This is exactly how to push back against the media and the overreaching leftist politicians. Now, I'm not saying the way to do it is to take hydroxychloroquine. I should differentiate between those things. I'm saying the way to push back is to go directly at their claims and, with responsibility and with precaution, flout those claims, the alarmism from the left. And in this case, the way Trump is doing it is with this particular drug, hydroxychloroquine, because he comes out and says, look, we obviously don't have a vaccine for this. We might never have a vaccine, but there is this one drug. It seems to be somewhat effective. Doctors are saying that it's helped to cure patients. Some patients say it saved their lives. They were on death's door. They took this drug, and then all of a sudden it was great. So maybe it's a good drug. Maybe we should try it out. And then simply because he said that, the left said, oh, this drug, it's going to kill everybody. It's unproven. The drug's not unproven. We've been using it to treat malaria for well over 40 years. But the left doesn't care about that. They just have to contradict whatever he's saying. So then he's so stubborn, like he's so ready to just smack down whatever they're throwing at him that he says, oh yeah, I'm taking the drug. The proof of the pudding is in the tasting, okay? The media are trying to create this hysteria to say that the drug is killing people left and right. Trump's a maniac. He's got blood on his hands. He goes, okay, well, guess what? I'm taking it myself. And look at me. I'm fine. He's doing fine. The headlines yesterday, you would have thought this was the craziest thing. You would have thought Trump is, going to a back alley buying Droxy, and then chopping it up with a credit card and blowing lines in the White House, rather than what actually happened, which is that this was obviously prescribed to him by a doctor, not just any doctor, the White House doctor. He's got the best scientific experts in the world around him right now. He's got Dr. Fauci. He's got Dr. Birx. He's got Mike Pence in a lab coat. He's got big experts, okay? And is it going to kill him? I hope not. I don't think so, though. Something tells me that if it were, first of all, we would know about it, and two, they wouldn't have prescribed it for him. I really like when Trump does this. He is leading by example. So Trump, he's taking this drug. I don't know whether the drug is going to be effective or not. I don't know if it's going to harm him. I suppose if it does, they'll probably take him off the drug. Some people, though, were really scandalized by this, including the great Neil Cavuto. I love Neil Cavuto on Fox, but he took a moment and said, hold on, don't try this at home, kids.
Those who took it in a vulnerable population, including those with respiratory or other conditions, they died. I want to stress again, they died. If you are in a risky population here and you are taking this as a preventative treatment to ward off the virus, or in a worst case scenario, you are dealing with the virus, and you are in this vulnerable population, it will kill you. I cannot stress enough. This will kill you. So again, whatever benefits the president says this has, and certainly it has had for those suffering from malaria, dealing with lupus, this is a leap that should not be taken casually by those watching at home or assuming, well, the president of the United States says it's okay.
sure, it shouldn't be taken casually, but nobody should be prescribing themselves drugs in the first place. You know, I see the point that Neil Cavuto is making. He's saying, hey guys, don't just go out and start stuffing your faces with hydroxychloroquine. Fair enough, nobody would disagree with him there. But I just don't think that's exactly what people are doing. The one story that the left-wing media was able to find on this was that woman who fed her husband fish tank cleaner. And the more and more you read about that story, it sounds a lot like she murdered him. So I don't know. I think there's an investigation going on right now. So this just doesn't seem to be a big scourge. Of course, talk to your doctor before you take any medication. Ask your doctor for a prescription. But I mean, that is the claim here, right? The left is saying you will, well, the left and Neil Cavuto, I guess in this case, saying you will die if you take this. And President Trump is saying, well, I guess we'll find out. It might be a reckless thing to do, but that is the kind of fearlessness that you're seeing from the president, not just on the medical front, but much more importantly than that, on the media front. Nancy Pelosi was none too happy about this. Nancy Pelosi came out and not only said that it was terrible of Trump to take the hydroxychloroquine, she also called him fat.
As far as the president is concerned, he's our president, and I would rather he not be taking something that has not been approved by the scientists, especially in his age group and in his, shall we say, weight group, what is morbidly obese, they say. So I think it's not a good idea.
This is the most transparent concern trolling ever. I mean, as though we're supposed to believe that the Democrats who called Donald Trump a Nazi, fascist, racist, bigot, threat to humanity on Earth. He's going to kill us all, whether through his response to the pandemic or through global warming or by simply shocking and offending everybody to death, that they're really seriously concerned that he might have an adverse side effect from this medicine. I don't think so. And then right afterwards, she calls him fat. She body shames the president. I thought we were told we can't body shame people. Imagine if a right-winger said this sort of thing about a Democratic politician, maybe prominent Democratic politicians that are around today, obviously won't name any names. There would be an uproar, it would be so offensive, it'd be terrible, and yet for Trump, there's nothing you can't say about this guy. There's nothing too vile and disgusting to say about this guy that you won't get credit for. Hey, Michael Knowles here, and the fact is, a life of cigars and scotch does not come cheap. So please be sure to subscribe to the Daily Wire on YouTube, because I depend heavily on your support to continue this wonderful lib-triggering life. Thanks.